Hello there. We have a new problem for you today called sticky numbers. As you can see, there is a starter for you, 5 little questions. And if you need to, you can pause the video and come back to it when you're ready. And then we'll discuss the problem of the day. Okay, so I'm hoping that you have got the answer for me, and the answers that you got are 25, 36, 25, 9, and 25. Okay, now can you identify or recognize these numbers? These are special numbers. What are they called? Can you remember? These numbers actually are square numbers. Some of you might have got these already, okay? These are square numbers. What are square numbers? If you have forgotten, just to remind you, if I multiply a number by itself, I get a square number. So for example, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9. So 1, 4, 9, they are all square numbers, okay? So here I can get 5 times 5 gives me 25, so 25 is a square number. 6 times 6, 36 is a square number, and so on. So here, all of these are square numbers. Now, the task is to write down, yeah? Here, for example, you can use the above question because that's how I got it. So use the above question to write a list of numbers so that each pair of adjacent numbers add up to make a square number. So for example, if I want to now write down square numbers here, what I will do is I will be writing 10, 15, 21, 4, 5. So if you look at it, my adjacent numbers, 2 adjacent numbers, they add up to give you a square number. 15 plus 21, 36. 21 plus 4, 25. 4 plus 5, that's 9. And then so on. So 5 plus, I can add 20 to it. I can also write 95 here if I want to. Yeah. So 5 plus 95 will give me 100. And then 100 is a square number. And then I can add something else and something else. And I can get a big list. Now, what I would like you to do is today, this is your task. So the task is use whole numbers from 1 to 17 and create a list of numbers 1 and 17 inclusive so that each pair of adjacent numbers add up to a square number. Okay, so for example, let's say I start with number 1. I always try to be systematic so that I cannot miss out on any possible answers that I could have had. So let's say I can think of what will I join 1 with. That's what I'm thinking of. So here I can say 1 can be joined with 8. 1 can be joined with some other number, maybe some other number. Let's write down those numbers. So those numbers can be, 1 plus 8. So 1 plus 8 gives me 9. I can also think of another number, which is 15. 1 plus 15 will give me 16. So 16 is a square number. Can I think of something else? Maybe any number that is less than 17, really. Can it be 3? Yes, it can be 3. So let me write down 3 here. So 1 plus 3 gives me 4. 4 is a square number. So when I start writing my numbers, I can start writing that as 1, 3. And then what can I add to 3 to get me another square number? Let me think about it. So it has to be less than 17. I can write 1, 3, 13. I can actually could have joined this. I can actually create a nice map here. So I can write down 13 here. And then so on. And it carries on. Yeah. What will I add to 13 to get another square number? Oh, let me think about it. Can I write 12? Because 13 plus 12 will give me 25. So I can actually write down 12 here. Okay. And so on. And the list carries on. Okay. So I'm hoping you get the idea what you need to do. As you are writing this list, you can also start to think about these questions, or you might think of some other questions. But this is something that I thought of when I was doing this problem. So are there any numbers which cannot be linked to another number? Or are there any numbers which can only link to one other number? Are there, oh, I'm missing there here, so I'm going to add on there. So are there any numbers which can only link to two numbers? Are there any numbers which can link to more than two numbers? Yeah. So here, for example, 1 can be linked to 3 different numbers. Yeah. So it can be linked to more than 2 numbers. 3 can be linked to 13. Can you think of something else that can 3 link to? 3 can also link to maybe 6, because 3 plus 6 will be 9, and 9 is a square number. So are there any numbers which can only link to one other number? So can you think of any other numbers that can only link to one other number? So I can actually think about 15. But hang on a minute, 15 can also link to 10. Yeah, and if I write 10 here, then 15 plus 10 is 20. Anyway, so that is that I am producing a list starting with the number 1. I could have started with 2, I could have started with 3, I could have started with 4, and so on. So I have to think about systematically what numbers I can use here to create a list, so that each pair of adjacent numbers next to each other add up to square number. Okay. I also have a possible extension for you. In case like you're only here, you're only using numbers from 1 to 17, whereas in the extension you're using numbers from 1 to 31. Okay. You can try this map. This is a nice map that we were trying to create earlier, but between 1 to 17. So you can answer these questions and have fun. I hope you would like this problem and enjoy doing it. And when you finish, you upload your work and send it to your teacher. Bye for now.